Hello and welcome to this one. So I'm making this video because I kept running into people, and we're gonna have a look at some examples that keep saying that Guild Wars 2 is a pay-to-win game, and I want to prove how wrong they are because it's just annoying misinformation that you might be giving out to new players. Which would in turn deter them for even trying this game. Let me make it clear from the very beginning that Guild Wars 2 is not a pay-to-win game. And why that is, we're gonna see in the following minutes. So, people seem to have an issue on defining what pay-to-win is, basically. Like, you will see this oftentimes. Oh, it depends. Like this argument of, oh, it depends how you define pay-to-win. No, it doesn't, because pay-to-win only really has one definition. And before I talk about anything else, I want to define this with you guys how it should be defined. There is no room for interpretation. There is no room for turning and twisting it around. It only has, to me at least, it has a very clear definition, as clear as 1 + 1 = 2. There's no need to overcomplicate this. And we're gonna have a look at this. Yeah. So pay to win, basically, let's see if we can do this. Oh, this is not thick enough. I haven't used this in a while, so give me a second. Oh, I'll just do this. We'll do pay. Yes. To win. All right. Pay to win. Yes. Let's look at it. And why am I saying that it's so simple to define it? Is because it's made of two very simple and self-explanatory terms. First we have pay. We have the paying part here with red. And then we have the second here in blue, win. It's made of pay and win. We're not counting the two in between because it's more like a connection term between the two things. So basically, pay to win means you are paying, yes, first term, paying to win over everybody else that you're playing with or against. So you could say, yeah, in Guild Wars 2 you can do a lot of paying, but the problem is you can do zero of the winning, in the term of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw money at something, get the best thing that I can in slot, and then just destroy everybody else on the server. So since for us, let me go back to this. Because Guild Wars 2 is basically horizontal progression, this term doesn't work for us as it does in other games where you literally throw money at the game. Just look at Aeon 2. I don't even need to give other example. I can give plenty of other examples. I would say even World of Warcraft is quite pay to win because you have the WoW token, so you could sell that to get best gear in slot and actually be really strong. But in Guild Wars, because it's horizontal progression, the winning part doesn't apply in terms of gear. So you could certainly pay thousands of gold to get the best in slot. And not even then you can do that, because you can get the best weapons, let's say, and for the armors, you have to craft them. So you throw money at crafting them, but still it's going to cost a lot of money. And you still have to put in the effort of crafting them, actually. So even if you manage somehow, which is first of all impossible, even if you manage, you're not doing the winning by sheer power in Guild Wars 2. So just by looking at this, yeah, you're doing paying. Yeah, we said that you can pay for Gen 1 legendaries, I think they're called. But you're not doing the winning part. Like the main argument of people is that, oh, can you buy legendary weapons from the trading post? Yeah, definitely you can. So it's pay to win. No, because you're only doing the paying part. You're not doing the winning part. And I just wanna showcase this with something I did very recently, and I think it's a very good example. Here you can see that I'm on my open world Reaper, and let's have a look at the legendary ring. You can see here I'm running Coalescence, which I recently crafted, with Celestial stats and 3 fusions, because it's a Condi Reaper. Now, if you look at the Ascended one, it's one tier lower, but at the same time, it has the same stats. So while you could, you see, there is absolutely zero difference between this and this. The only difference that is truly a difference is that you have the quality of life of changing your stats whenever you are out of combat. But power-wise, there is no difference between them, and it's very, very easy to see this. So I ask all these people who say that Guild Wars 2 is pay to win. Where are you winning exactly? Like, okay, you guys focus so much on the paying part, but you're completely forgetting about the winning part. Where's the win in all of this? Like, where's the difference between a player that has an ascended mist band and a player that has coalescence? The player that has coalescence has an item that looks probably better with some better skin effects and a little bit of quality of life, but in no way, shape, or form does that player with the legendary gear in Guild Wars 2 have more power than someone who is fully ascended. Now, there is a little bit of a gap between exotic and ascended. It's about 10% in stats. But even then, first of all, exotic is so easy to obtain, you can just buy it off the trading post. And even then, this difference in stat is so insignificant in Guild Wars 2 that you can get absolutely cooked. Like if you're running ascended or legendary gear, you can get absolutely cooked by anyone in exotic. That difference in stats is going to mean 0 if you suck at the game. So back to the paint here to our term. We agree that you can do paying in Guild Wars 2, because the thing many people forget is that it might be a game for us and it's a fun game and whatnot, but it's a business for someone who runs the game. They have to feed, the people that are developing it. Those people have probably children, families, and whatnot. So they have to somehow make money. Well, how does Guild Wars 2 make money? It's certainly not from pay to win. You could say at the most, Guild Wars 2 is pay for convenience, not pay, but by no means is it pay to win, not even a tiny amount. So, by this definition, you are paying to win. Who are you overwhelming in Guild Wars 2? You're not overwhelming by being full legendary. You're certainly not overwhelming someone in full ascended, because stats will be 1-to-1 equal. And most likely, if you suck at the game, you're not gonna overwhelm not even people in exotic. I dare even say, even people with yellow gear could destroy someone in legendaries if they absolutely suck at the game. The power in this game doesn't come from pay to win. It comes from the build that you run. And we, the players, are not really the ones who can decide if a class is really powerful or not. We can only use what we were given. That is why ArenaNet does balance patches every few months, because they want, even though it's very difficult, some classes are more powerful than others. But this power creep, because I saw people, we're gonna look at some comments like how I feel like I dare say how delusional people are. We saw some example where someone saying the power creep is real. Yeah, but the power creep has nothing to do with pay to win. The power creep happens because of the balance of the class, not of pay to win. Everybody uses the same gear, be, I don't know, Condi gear, Celestial, Berserker, or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's the same gear that we all have access to and have access to very easily. It's not what's creating the stats themselves. Of course, if you're running around naked, you're not gonna do any damage. But then again, nobody does that. But the stats themselves are like, they really have like a hard cap on how much power the stats can give you. And the rest of the power, I would say 85 to 90% of the power of a class comes from the balance. You know, you might be into a meta where a class is more powerful than the other. Then 3 to 6 months later, when the next balance patch happens, you are in another meta where a class gets absolutely destroyed, and another one that was weak before gets to be incredibly strong, but not because of the stats, simply because of 85 to 90% because of balance. So then again, I ask all these people, how is Guild Wars 2 pay to win if we look at the stats and we can see that they are effectively the same? So now I want to look at some examples of what people think about Guild Wars 2 pay to win, and we're going to talk about these. But I hope that the definition of pay to win is clear now for everybody. You're paying to win. You're paying to overwhelm the players of the game. You're paying to be on the top of the food chain always, no matter what. But the only way you're going to be on top of the food chain in Guild Wars 2 is based on skill alone. The reason why some people can do more than others is simply because they understand the game better, not because they pay to win or because they have legendary gear or because they have exotic gear or ascended. That plays no role into the great scheme of things. So don't listen to these people that have some really twisted definitions of pay to win, because pay to win can really mean one thing, and I think we defined that pretty well here. Now let's look at some examples. By the way, please watch this guy's video. He has some really good points as to why Guild Wars 2 is not pay to win. But his comment section is kind of whack. Not gonna lie. Like, look, first comment 6 months ago. You can buy gold with money and get all the best armor right away. That's as bad as pay to win as it gets. Yeah, you can buy gold with money, and you can't really get the best gear right away, because the only thing you can buy with that money is some Gen 1 weapons, and the rest of it you have to throw more money at it to craft it yourself, which is a long process. So no, it's not that easy. And we have discussed a few minutes ago that stats in Guild Wars 2 don't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, and I have also shown that there is no difference between someone fully ascended and someone fully legendary. The only difference between these two people is going to be their skill at the game and their understanding of the game. And I replied to this person, I said, I can open 7 boxes that I get for free and max my character in 10 seconds. Did you think about that? Because gear has no... Whoops. Let's go back. Because there's no difference between this and this, I can literally just go here, and farm these boxes. 3 pieces of ascended gear, so that's half a set already. And 1 weapon. And there's plenty ways in games to get ascended gear. Even before this was a thing, even before Veda's Vault was a thing, it was extremely easy to get full ascended in a few days if you really went slow about it. If you really went really slow, you got ascended in a few days. So again, people focusing on the paying part but not on the winning part, which is the other half of the term. So I agree that you can buy some stuff from the trading post, but first of all, you can't buy all of it. And even if you would be able to buy all of it, ultimately it's gonna make no difference. Let's have a look at some other ones. Right, so this is this is one. This is good. Okay, let's have a look at this one. I think this one is quite controversial as well. Can you buy legendary weapons for your money? Sure you can. Can you craft ascended gear set if you pay money? Sure you can. You can also open it from boxes. I hate crafting overall, so I really only did the required stuff personally. And I only really craft when I'm ultimately crafting a legendary, which is fun to me to do. Other than that, if I need a piece of ascended gear, I get it mostly just by simply playing the game and having so much resources to pretty much get it instantly from anywhere. So that part of the comment is invalid. You can get the best food, potions, and so on if you pay money. I don't think so, actually. I mean, sure, you can get gold and then get food. But then again, you can craft that food, and why would I pay gold? Why would I pay money to get food when it's so cheap and accessible anyway? Everybody should be pretty rich in Guild Wars 2, honestly, after just paying for a little bit. If you get 50 stacks of utility and 50 stacks of food, you're stacked with food for weeks, depending on how fast you eat that. But yeah, it's not an argument. You can buy the game, all expansion, all living world, buy storage, bank tabs, shared storage, plus all the gear you want, and max out the character in a day if you pay money. No, you're wrong. You cannot buy all the gear you want. You will have to craft it. And doing this will set you back thousands of gold if you do it the way you want. So it's even extremely, and I don't have a correct word to tell you how inefficient your thinking is right now, because it is extremely inefficient to do what you want to do. Close to borderline undoable what you want to do. I can max the character in less than a day, first of all, and I can max it for free. What do you mean? For a free play, okay, we're gonna talk about the free player argument as well. For a free player, even an ascended set would take months. No, it wouldn't. You're fucking lying, straight up lying. If he just started, gold is super rare. Really? Because I ain't doing much in the game and I'm pretty fucking rich. The more I read this comment, the more I realize this guy has no idea what he's talking about, has no idea about the game. To be able to reach pay player level of goods will take years, if ever happen. What? Bro, you want me to make a new character right now and show you in 24 hours that I'm just as strong as someone who started 14 years ago? What the fuck are you talking about? So it all depends. Again, we're getting to this definition of pay to win. For me, Guild Wars 2 is as pay to win as, let's say, Lost Ark. You're fucking insane, dude. You're fucking insane. Insane and totally wrong. After all, any player can get the same level after months, years of playing. Don't get me wrong, I love the game. Nah, it doesn't seem like you do love the game, because if you did love the game, you would know that how wrong you are in whatever you're writing of. Yeah. I play every day and buy lots of things in the gem store for money, but I am not delusional. I think you're highly delusional, bro. Honestly. About what pay to win. No, I think you're highly, extremely delusional. If you wonder in 2023, everything is pay to win. At best, is pay to skip 5 to 10 years of life grinding. What? Bro, you want me to prove to you how wrong you are? First of all, my cousin started playing this game 2 years ago. Within, I would say, within half a year or less, power-wise, he was on par with me already. Within a few days, because again, you can do the paying, but you can't do the winning, and not like he paid, because you just don't need to pay in Guild Wars 2. The only thing you're really paying for is expansion and living world content. So in less than a week, he was max level. He was, I don't know, less than a month, he was max gear. So he was just as powerful as I am, or as I was playing for 4 years. I'm a 4-year-old player. And he caught up to me, and now he even surpassed me in masteries. He has a bunch more masteries than I do at this point in time. So my friend, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are highly delusional, and it doesn't seem like you love the game, because you are extremely wrong about so many things. And about let's discuss about the free to win, free to play players. As I said to you guys, Guild Wars 2 is first of all a business, which you have to understand that they somehow have to make money. Okay? They have to pay their developers, they have to pay their employees, they have to pay the HR people, they have to pay the designers, they have to pay their marketing people, they have to pay all the people that you have in a company. These people, at the end of the day, after they're done working on the game you like, are going home, and they need money to survive, they need money to raise their families, yada, yada, yada. So they have to have an income from somewhere. Where does Guild Wars 2 make mostly his income? Well, from selling you the expansions and marketing it as good so that you buy it. Selling you living world content. And selling you quality of life items. As I said, at the very most, you could say Guild Wars 2 is pay for convenience. Like, if you want to throw money at getting more inventory space, you can certainly do that, but that simply does not qualify as pay to win. I don't care how people twist and turn this definition, it is simply not pay to win. You're not winning by having more inventory space. You're not overwhelming anyone, you're not surpassing anyone in power, you're literally not winning. You are just more comfortable when you buy these things. And putting Guild Wars 2 pay to win on the same level as a Lost Ark or anything else is just highly delusional, bro. It's funny how he says that he's not delusional. I think you are highly delusional. And that is by no means I'm trying to insult this guy here, but he's highly delusional. And the thing that is more difficult for the free-to-play players to get all these things, first of all, it doesn't take you years to get all of this. You're extremely wrong. And second, if you, my opinion, saying everything about, how they have to make money because it's a business. If you play this game for 14 years and have not bothered to buy a single expansion just because, at this point it's not about not being able to afford it. At this point it's about you being a stingy motherfucker who just wants everything for free, and the moment it's not, and the moment it's difficult to get, the moment it's put behind some kind of paywall, such as buy an expansion to gain this feature, oh, it's pay to win. It's shit. No, you're just a stingy motherfucker who just wants everything for free and doesn't want to spend a penny. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit. It's just slightly more difficult. Honestly, as I said, I could make a free-to-play account and still get ascended. Still be just as powerful as everybody else. Not have the elite specs, because you don't get elite specs unless you buy the expansions. But then you're buying World of Warcraft expansions. So let's look at the monetization of other games. You're buying World of Warcraft expansions since 2004, or whenever they released actually their first expansion. But let's say roughly 20 years, people buy World of Warcraft expansion. Then World of Warcraft sells to you the WoW token, which is a means of pay to win, because you can sell it for in-game gold and then get gear, which does, unlike Guild Wars 2, does make you more powerful than everybody else. So you're paying I don't know, $50 for World of Warcraft expansions every time it comes out, and then to have access to your account, you're paying a monthly sub of at least $15. Depending on your plan, if you're buying multiple months at once, you could pay up to, and correct me here if I'm wrong, you could pay up to $50 to $60 if you're buying multiple months. But if you're buying monthly, you just pay $15. If you don't do this, you don't have access to your account. And then people bitching about the fact that Guild Wars 2 sell to you some expansions. You could literally buy the whole content, 14 years of content in Guild Wars 2 for $120, $120 to $140. Not to mention the fact that oftentimes you find bundles of 2 to 3 expansions that are extremely cheap, so you can get literally 2 to 3 expansions at once if you just wait until they are on sale. Not to mention that you can buy expansions separately. So if you only have money for one expansion now, just get that, and when you're financially better. Some stuff going on outside. And when you're financially better, you buy the next expansion. You'll be stuck in one expansion for hours anyway. So you will be stuck more than a month or two on one expansion if you really want to dive deep into the content it has to offer. So first of all, nobody forcing you to buy all of it. And second, there is bundles to buy. You buy it once and you play it forever, guys. Final Fantasy, I can respect Final Fantasy more than I do World of Warcraft, because the gear grind and the pay to win there is pretty much non-existent, just like in Guild Wars 2. So you can actually have fun in that game and not feel like you're behind. Another car coming, I think. No. But even they, like, you have to buy their expansion, and then you have to pay the sub. I think it's $13 or $15 a month to have access to your account. So what are we talking about here, guys? We're stingy about $140 for 14 years of content, one-time payment? It's a one-time payment. And then you play it whenever you want for however long you want. And if you don't want to play it, you just put it down and come back 6 months later, and you're not going to be weaker than everybody else, because it's not pay to win. Because you're not paying for power in this game. So why are we being so stingy? So yeah, it's a bit crazy. I get the feeling that many of the people in the comments, this is the kind of people that have not played a truly predatory pay-to-win game to realize that there is, I welcome everybody. Go play Aeon 2, go play Lost Ark, go play fucking, what is it called? Go play Throne and Liberty if it's still alive somehow. And then you will realize what pay to win means and what grinding your ass off means. To be maybe mid compared to the whales who throw thousands of dollars at a game and are far superior than you are in every way, shape, or form. And then come back to Guild Wars 2 and tell us again how pay to win Guild Wars 2 is, guys. Let's have a look at some other comments, see what we find here. But I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Oh yeah, this guy with the power creep. I love Guild Wars 2, however power creep is real. Vanilla classes simply can't achieve the same DPS or healing as expansion classes, or the bump from weapons mastery adding 5 to 10k to some classes bench. Yeah, but first of all, 5 to 10k is not that much if you know how to play. And again, if you're stuck on core classes, it means you haven't bought anything, and it probably means you played this game for a very long time. And if that's your case, then you're a stingy mofo that just wants everything for free, and then cries that the classes that come with the expansions are more powerful. Obviously, they are more powerful, clearly. But if you truly love a game, and if you play the game for more than a few years, I think you can afford one of the. If you only buy one of the expansions, you are already getting. You're gaining access to classes that can do absolutely any content in this game. So don't be stingy mofos and support the game you love and support the developers. They are actually really not asking for much. Whenever, and not to mention that it's only very recent that Guild Wars 2 has actually started delivering content every year. Because people used to say that it was only, I think they launched their first expansion after 2 or 4 years of existence. So a lot of time out of these 14 years, you were not actually forced to buy one expansion a year. Because they were much more rare. There would be like 3 to 4 years gap between expansions. So are you guys telling me that are still stuck on the core game that you cannot afford? Like if you buy the lowest tier with no benefits and no nothing, no gems, because usually they have like different plans if you want to buy some gems and whatnot, you can literally buy an expansion for $20, $25 or less if you get it through affiliate links or sales or whatnot. Or you can literally buy 2 expansion for $30. Are you guys gonna sit there and tell me that you can't afford $30 when the average game on Steam is $70 nowadays, and you're getting what? You're getting let's say 50 hours of story content and maybe 100 hours of content if you do the side activities, and then it just rots in your library until you play it again, I don't know, in 5 to 6 years. You remember you had that game that you paid $70 for and played it once, and then now it dies in your library. Meanwhile, for Guild Wars 2, you're getting like 14 years of content that you can play whenever you want without a subscription, without pay to win, without, you're equal to everybody else. The only way to win is to get better at the game and understand the game better and whatnot. We have problem. And this guy, yes, it is as in pay to win. XP boosters, bag slots, character slots, storage. Whales have a few. Why do they have a huge advantage? Just because they have more space than you? Like, okay, they have more space than you, then they get more resources, but they're not more powerful than you. I could literally go right now to the richest guy in Guild Wars 2, which I think is Guild MM. Extremely rich, millions of gold on his account. I could challenge him to a PvP match, to a PvE run, to whatever. And if I were a better player, I could easily beat him. Like, That's not pay to win, brother. This is not pay to win. This is pay for convenience. Not to mention that you can farm your gold if you don't want to buy gems with money. You can literally, I will show you guys, you can literally buy your gold. Where was it? Give me a second. I think it's here. Yeah. You can literally farm your gold. I think it's, yeah. Farm your gold and get the gems. And get your quality of life, get your bank space, get your, like, what are you guys expecting to have? You're a new player who with a fresh account with no masteries, no nothing, no, of course you don't have as much bank space as someone who had played for 14 years. But that doesn't mean that the game is pay to win. They just had more time to get all these things. And if you don't want to pay money for 2,000 gems, which I think is $50 or whatever, then farm the gold you need and then convert it to gems and then get your quality of life. That's not pay to win. The whales, as this guy calls them, are not more powerful. They're not winning over you. Borderline pay to win, not even. Oh yeah, are you good? Nah, not even, bro, not even. The best specs, weapons, and mounts are locked behind paywall. No, they're not fucking locked behind paywall, bro. It's something natural that you do in any game. You buy the expansions of the game because you love the game. You buy the expansions of World of Warcraft. You buy the expansions of Final Fantasy XIV. You buy the expansion of fucking Lost Ark. You buy the expansion of New World, which is dead, by the way. You probably bought the expansion of fucking Throne and Liberty. It's the most natural thing people do. Things are locked behind expansions. You buy the expansions because you love the game. Doesn't mean it's pay to win. You buy the expansion, you play the game, you get the best shit done dusted. Core Necro sucks, yeah, but then again, if you're stuck there after many, many years, you're just stingy. You can't play completely with any spec if you don't, but then again, you're just going back to your stingy. You've been playing the game since fucking 2012 and haven't bought one single expansion, haven't spent $20, and now people like him are upset. Like, why other things are more powerful? Because they're locked behind expansions. Look at this guy. I'm just showing you guys at this point how delusional people are. Having 10 alt spark the chests that I can lock in and out for free loot isn't an advantage at all, right? The mental gymnastics people use to defend pay to win is funny. Again, bro, where's the winning in this? Where's the winning in the fact that you have 200 gold or 5,000? Who are you stronger than who? You have more resources doesn't mean it's pay to win. Again, quality of life. It's pay for quality of life. You can farm gold, open the character slots, and I want to showcase my account here. I don't even have that many. I have just enough to make any character I want. But you can buy these slots with basically gold. Like, I just get the feeling that people want everything instantly, and if that doesn't happen, the game is paid to win. There's absolutely no advantage of someone having more resource than you do. Because they're not gonna win against you just by the fact that they have more resource. And so what if they do? They unlock their character slots, they created these characters, and they set them at the resource nodes. There's no mental gymnastics here, bro. It's just, I'm not gonna read all of this shit. But just the beginning of this comment, you can truly see how delusional people are. So what if you can do paying, if you can do really zero winning? Who are you winning against? I don't know how many times I have to say this. who are you more powerful by the definition of pay to win? Like, I could stop playing Guild Wars for 2 years now, come back to it, and I'll be equally powerful with everybody else. Guild Wars 2 is a pay to have a chance to win game. Win what? A fashion contest? Oh, congrats, you won a fashion contest. You look better than everybody else. Because I can tell you for sure that you're not winning based on power. So I don't know if winning fashion contests make you feel better about yourself, then yeah, through some weird way you can say that Guild Wars 2 is pay to win. Like if you turn it and twist it enough, you're gonna end up at some contours to hell idea that Guild Wars 2 is pay to win. Elite specs, again, this is content. It's just like everybody else. World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, etc., etc. Weapon access, content. Expansion exclusive runes and relics. Again, content. You love the game, buy the content. It's a one-time buy. You don't have to buy it ever again. Like, I don't know what to say to this kind of people. The most in this game is pay for convenience. Yes, my brother, you're finally the only person here who is right about something. You can convert gold to gems. Yes, exactly. You're not winning anything. You cannot buy skill. Exactly. If you want to win in Guild Wars 2, you better get good at it. Yeah. Pay to win for me is spending money to get something that is not available or realistically unobtainable. By playing the game, X-Pack doesn't count since you don't pay for power. You don't pay for power. Pay to win means you pay for power, guys. You don't pay for power, but for content. Exactly. Everything in Guild Wars 2 is obtainable. It might not be easy how people want it to be, but then again, we don't have to create a game for everybody to be easy. Some of the stuff, some of the legendaries does require some of your time and some of your dedication. Doesn't mean it's not obtainable. People just can't create goals for themselves, are not disciplined enough to play games like these, and then all of a sudden things are not obtainable, quote unquote. So, okay, it's a pay to win game just because I'm not able to obtain these things. Everything is obtainable. And I will give another example of my cousin. He has a legendary staff that I don't have. I think it's called the Raven staff. And he said, "Hey, this stuff looks really nice. I want to work on it. This is gonna be my goal for the next few weeks." And he did it. A player with 1 year of experience, guys. So you're gonna sit here in the comments and tell me that Guild Wars 2 is pay to win? Yeah, but this again, this is not pay to win. I have both Skyscale and Griffin, and they were amazing adventures. When I did it, Skyscale was only obtainable by the old way. Now you have another more convenient way that you can obtain it from. So this was an amazing adventure, and the Griffin itself was an amazing adventure itself that I'm never gonna forget. It's not a pay to win fact. It's simply you simply have to play the game. But some people just want everything they want, and if that doesn't happen, oh shit game, pay to win game. I cannot do stuff. You can't get shit by not playing the game. You have to start playing the game. definitely pay to win. Swipe and buy all the legendary weapons. Factually wrong, because you can only buy Gen 1 legendary weapons. Swipe to buy all the storage space. Swipe for all the savage kits. Swipe to buy for all the expensive stuff on the trading post. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Yeah, but this is quality of life that you can just buy by playing the game. But again, people like this guy just want everything day one, and then they are mad that that doesn't happen. So everybody who has more than he does or she does is a pay to win and playing a pay to win game. Absolutely delusional comments. Blade and Soul not to mention. Yeah, it's like, come on, guys, what the fuck? No, it does give you, again, it does give you advantage, and I'm not gonna read more of this, but you get the idea of how delusional people are. Yeah, of course, an elite spec gives you an advantage over a core spec, but then if you don't have fucking $20 to buy yourself one of the expansions, at least you just stingy mofo. And I can't stress this enough. And I have no respect for that. Okay, pay to win, the ability and or practice of exchanging real-world currency for an in-game benefit. Guild Wars 2 is pay to win. Yes, you can reach the same level and gear without paying, but you also can buy gems, make them gold, upgrade a leather worker. That seems a lot of fucking work, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can get that gear that you're talking about way quicker. I can literally get it in seconds. Create an ascended gear, which is the best. So what? So what if you can do all it? Because this is the most inefficient way ever to get gear, bro. Like your view on things, I can literally get whatever you wrote here in 10 seconds. Just by opening a box and not going through all of this shit, not spending any of my money, not spending any of my gold, nothing. Anyway, we can go about this for years. No, buying unbreakable tools is not pay to win. Just that they just don't break when you get resources. Just because you have resources doesn't mean you're more powerful than everybody else. Therefore, it's not pay to win. Yeah, this is truly what Guild Wars 2 is, and it's not defending the game. It's simply facts that I've talked about in this video. Look, another guy. These people are so focused on the fact that you can buy gold. Can you buy gold with money? Yes. Can you buy endgame gear with better stats? Oh yeah, this is this guy. Let's have a look at him. Can you buy endgame gear with better stats with gold? Yes. No, you're actually factually wrong. You can't buy you can't buy better stats than Ascended, bro, which you can get for free. And I said to him, I can also open 6 to 10 Ascended gear boxes, max out a character in seconds, with the main difference being that you spend thousands of gold and I spend 10 seconds of my time opening some boxes. Yeah, truly pay to win this game. Like, and then now he tries to turn it around and say, actually, I said it was not badly pay to win. The definition of pay to win means you have to actually fucking win. But you don't, because everybody is equally empowered. The only thing that's gonna make you win is skill. How long it would take to get these boxes? I had already, and I think I said to him, you play the games to get something done. Log in and have, not just log in and have everything at the ready. These boxes are an absolute joke to acquire. Yeah, because I already had like dozens of ascended gear sets before even before the Wizard's Vault was even introduced by just playing the game. But then again, you log into a game to play the game. You don't log in to have everything ready for you. It's obvious that you don't have ascended gear in the beginning, but you get yourself exotic, and then you go strikes, and then you go fractals, and then you go do achievements, and you get ascended pretty quick. But that is the natural life of a game. That is what you do in any game. If you know, part of it is fun, and other part of it is to progress. It totally matters how easy it is. So I said to him, okay, if Guild Wars 2 is pay to win, go play something else, like, I don't know, BDO, ESO, Ion, Lost Ark. And then his reply to that, so because there was a version makes this okay, at least not considered something that the definition it fits in. Weird take. Yes, brother, because these other games that you haven't clearly played because you've probably been stuck on Guild Wars 2 for 14 years, these games that you haven't tried, they define what truly predatory pay to win is. They define what pay to win is, not Guild Wars 2. Again, there's nothing wrong with playing just Guild Wars 2 for 14 years. But just twisting and turning your ideas because you have no comparison to anything else in this time. Stop trying to make Guild Wars 2 a cookie cutter MMO that works like everything else, because it doesn't. The classes are different, the questing system is different, the open world is different, everything about Guild Wars 2 is different. So stop trying so hard to make it something it isn't. And look at this. If I were only like the the crazy guy in the comments, but people asking if Guild Wars 2 is pay to win have never played the real pay to win Korean game. Exactly. Just go play these games, come back to Guild Wars 2, and then tell me how pay to win Guild Wars 2 is. And then, useless comments like these. Guild Wars 2 is paid for convenience. Exactly. Of course, it's pay to win. As a free-to-play player, have to suffer thousands of hours. No, you put yourself, you and your stingy attitude put yourself into this. Nobody has forced you to subject yourself to the pain of being a free-to-play player. You put yourself. It's not ArenaNet who did this to you, brother. You did that. What are you telling me? You played this game for years and don't have $20 for one expansion? So you get some elites and some other content? Come on, get out of here. A big no, yeah. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to look at and say my 2 cents on this entire pay-to-win matter. And I hope this makes it clear for everybody what pay-to-win means, and that it's not whatever you want it to be or whatever you twist it to be. It is simply what it says it is. It's paying to win. You're not winning in Guild Wars 2 by straight power, you're winning by skill, which is not something you can buy with money. You have to get good at the game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this rant, and if you disagree with me, do it so in the comments. I don't care. I said what I had to say. And I'm not going to change my opinion unless someone comes up with something really impressive. Stay away from the heat. As the making of this video, there are 38 degrees outside. Take care of yourselves, and see you in the next one.